মিছন APSC AG ইউটিউব চেনেল আজি আপোনালোকৰ কাৰণে ডিসকাস কৰিবলৈ লৈছো এটা টপিক হে টপিকটো হৈছে ওপেন চেনেল ফ্লো এটো এটা চেপ্টাৰ হয় ফ্লুইড মেকানিক্সৰ আৰু এই চেপ্টাৰটোৰ ওপৰত বেসিস কৰি বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ MCQ কোৱেশ্চনছ আহে এক্সাম বিলাকত মেইনলি যিসকলে এসিস্টেন্ট ইঞ্জিনিয়াৰ জুনিয়ৰ ইঞ্জিনিয়াৰ SSC JEE তেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ এক্সামৰ কাৰণে প্ৰিপেয়াৰ কৰি আছে আৰু যিসকল সিভিল বা মেকানিক্যাল ব্যাকগ্ৰাউণ্ডৰ হয় সো মেইনলি ফাৰ্স্ট জানিব লাগিব হোৱাট ইজ দ্য ডিফাৰেন্স বিটুইন দ্য ওপেন চেনেল ফ্লো এণ্ড পাইপ ফ্লো ওপেন চেনেল ফ্লো আৰু পাইপ ফ্লোৰ মাজত কি ডিফাৰেন্স আছে হেতু মেইনলি জানিব লাগিব সো বহুতে ভাবে ওপেন চেনেল আৰু পাইপ ফ্লোৰ মাজত এটা হিউজ যে ডিফাৰেন্স আছে সেই কথাটো গম নাপায় মেইনলি ওপেন চেনেল ফ্লো বিলাক এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ চেনেল হয় যাতে য'ত ফ্ৰী সাৰফেসটো এক্সপোজ টু এটমস্ফিয়াৰ হয় বা ফ্ৰী সাৰফেসত এটমস্ফেৰিক প্ৰেসাৰ থাকে লাইক ইউ ক্যান সে ৰিভাৰ এখন যদি চাব যায় সো সেই ৰিভাৰখনৰ যেটো ফ্ৰী সাৰফেস হয় সেই ফ্ৰী সাৰফেসটো সদায় এটমস্ফেৰিক প্ৰেসাৰৰ ইনফ্লুয়েন্সত থাকে এটমস্ফিয়াৰৰ উপস্থিতিত থাকে সো মেইনলি ৰিভাৰ হওক কেনেল হওক these are nothing but open channel whereas pipe flow গুটে entire portion to entire pipe to কি হয় পুরা পানীৰে বা পুরা ওয়াটাৰে ফুলফিল হৈ থাকে that means পুরা whole portion to liquid বা fluidৰে ফুলফিল হৈ থাকে so that is called pipe flow mainly কেতিয়াবা এক্সামত কোৱেশ্চনছ আহে suppose আমাৰ যেটো sewer lines হয় সেই sewer lines বিলাক কিন্তু আমি পুরা ফুললি পাইপত ফুললি ওয়াটার ফিল আপ কৰি নথওঁ তাৰ হলনি আমি কি কৰো সেই sewer lines বিলাকত যিবিলাক ফ্লুইড হয় সেইবিলাক আমি হাফ ফিল বা পার্শিয়ালি ফিল কৰি থওঁ পাইপ যদিও পাইপত ফ্লোটো হৈ আছে বাট আমি পার্শিয়ালি হে সেই sewer linesত আমি মেইনলি ফ্লুইড পাৰ্টিকলছ বিলাক বা ফ্লুইড খিনি ফ্লো কৰা so যেহেতু partially flow কৰি আছে that means some gap is exists between the pipe materials and the fluid that's why হেতুক আমি কওঁ mainly open channel flow so হেতু কেতিয়াবা এক্সামত হদে open channel flow কবলে হলে mainly atmospheric pressure ইনফ্লুয়েন্সত ফ্ৰী সাৰফেসটো আহিবই লাগিব so sewer lines বিলাক যদিও পাইপৰ মাজেৰে পাৰ হয় ইহঁতক OCF ৰ আন্ডাৰতহে আমি এনালাইসিস কৰো বা open channel flow বুলিহে আমি এনালাইসিস কৰো pipe flow will analysis no koro that is the basic difference so if you see the difference between the OCF and pipe flow then you can say suppose this one is OCF and then suppose here this part I will write the properties of pipe flow okay so in pipe flow here I can write here as pipe flow so OCF for main condition to hoise ki must have free surface eta free surface thakiboi lagibo must have free surface and second free surface is subjected to atmospheric pressure free surface is subjected to atmospheric pressure that is another property of OCF and then another important point for pipe flow ইয়াৰ opposite আমি লিখিব পাৰো no free surface is available okay no free surface is available similarly free surface is subjected to atmosphere তাতে আমি ইয়াৰ opposite লিখিব পাৰো no atmospheric pressure exists that is the two major difference between OCF and pipe flow then third আমি লিখিব পাৰো flow takes place due to gravity so major যেটো force হয় OCF ত হেতু gravitational force হয় বা gravitational acceleration ৰ কাৰণে হে flow to takes place হয় but আমি এইফালে লিখিব পাৰো flow is mainly takes because of pressure difference flow takes mainly because of pressure difference So আমি যেতিয়া পাইপ ফ্লো ষ্টাডি কৰিছিলোঁ সেইটো সময়ত সো বহুতে হয়তো জানা some of the non dimensional parameter বিষয়ে আমি ষ্টাডি কৰোঁ first one is you can say Rayleigh number, another is fruit number. So OCF for respect of fruit number to significant hoy. Why? Because yate basically major influence factor to is gravity. Aru ami janu fruit number is nothing but it is the ratio between the square root of inertia force divided by gravitational force. So that's why fruit number অর্থাৎ FR or বিষয়ে আমি OCF ত basically discuss কৰো. Whereas in case of pipe flow we are mainly deal with the viscous force. Since eto pressure difference or karone hoy aro mainly viscous force or resistance or karone flow takes place hoy. So that's why ami mainly yate jitu major non dimensional number ba governing major non dimensional number to hoy hetu hoise tomar Rayleigh number. So ami pipe flow je hekarne Rayleigh number to basically significant ba basic signify kore bili ami kobo paru. So these are three difference. So aru kisuman difference ase. So I'll going to write that difference. So there is OCF aru ifale ase pipe flow. So in case of OCF, cross section of any from okay, this is for cross section to jikono shape or hobo pare. Cross section may be you can say rectangular, maybe you can say trapezoidal or circular hobo pare, irregular shape or hobo pare, like natural stream bilak river ekonor kono dhoroner perfectly eta shape na thake cross section to. So these are irregular shape. Then we can say compound shape hobo pare. So these are some of the cross section or shape in case of OCF. But pipe flow ami mainly cross section bilak generally ami dekha pao cross sections are mainly or generally circular. So ami pipe section or generally circular cross section use koru. So hekarne jeti ami Rayleigh number define koru pipe flow we are written as rho VD divided by mu, right? So he D2 hoy the diameter of the pipe, whereas jeti ami OCF or Rayleigh number to define koru we are writing as rho VL by mu, where L is nothing but flow path or you can say length of flow. Okay, so that is fourth numbers difference. And if you see the fifth number difference or 5 number difference, that will be relative roughness changes with the level of free surface. That means jitu roughness hoy hetu free surface or level tur uporot dependent hoy. You can say relative roughness changes with level of free surface. And in case of pipe flow I can write as relative roughness is fixed quantity. So here the relative roughness is fixed, and that is the fifth difference. Next, another important difference between the pipe flow and OCF is that here it is OCF, here it is pipe flow. So in case of OCF, the hydraulic gradient line, that is nothing but it is the sum of datum head and pressure head. Hydraulic gradient line coincide with free water surface. Free water surface or logot coincide hoy. Free water surface. So ketiaba exam ot MCQ question ot hude ki OCF or khetrot hydraulic gradient line kar logot coincide kore. The answer is free water surface or logot. Whereas pipe flow kintu hydraulic gradient line to hodai pipe jitu hoy aro ba jitu pipe hoy he pipe tur uporot lie kore, usually above the pipe. So pipe or uporot lie kore. So these are some of the six main difference of OCF and pipe flow. প্ৰথমটো হৈছে OCF ৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত free surface থাকিবই লাগিব, সেইকাৰণে sewer lines টো আমি OCF flow বুলি কওঁ because free surface তাতো exist কৰে. Pipe flow আমি no free surface is available. Then OCF ত free surface is subjected to atmospheric pressure. In case of pipe flow, no atmospheric pressure exists. তেনেধৰণে OCF ত flow is mainly takes place due to the influence of gravity, whereas in case of pipe flow usually takes place because of the pressure difference. Next difference is cross section is irregular, rectangular, circular. It can be anything, where in case of pipe flow the cross section generally strict to circular. Next 5 number point was a relative যেটো roughness হয়, that will be changed with the level of the free surface in case of OCF, whereas in case of pipe flow relative roughness is the fixed quantity. Okay, next important one, that is hydraulic gradient line, which is coincide with free water surface, and in case of pipe flow hydraulic gradient line usually above the pipe. Okay, so mainly if you try to write the total head in case of free flow or a total head in case of open channel flow OCF, so you will get the hydraulic gradient is, or you can say total head is nothing but datum head plus pressure head plus velocity head. This is also important. And if you try to represent in a diagram, then you can say that you can see that OCF is OCF for যেটো total head হয়, total head নহয়, যেটো তোমাৰ hydraulic gradient line হয়, সেই hydraulic gradient line to free surface or যেটো height হয় সেইটো height ৰ লগত coincide কৰে. Next কেতিয়াবা সুধে what is hydraulic head? Hydraulic head is nothing but hydraulic head H is nothing but total pressure head, datum head plus pressure head. Then we'll see the different types of open channel flow. So what are the different types of open channel flow? So if you classify open channel flow in terms of natural formation or in terms of on the basis of the formations, so the basis of formation ot ami sabo jao, so there will be two types. One is you can say natural channel and another is artificial channel. Artificial channel. In case of natural channel, we can write as river. Those channels which are formed naturally, like river, pond, these are nothing but natural channel. Jodi canal bilak hoy, canal bilak ki hoy artificially construct kora hoy, that's why these canals are nothing but artificial channel. So similarly sewers pipes, these are also artificial canals, right? So on the basis of formation we can divide it natural and artificial channels. Next point next point, on the basis of change of properties of the channel. So kuntu property ba channel tur property tur uporot we can classify it, okay, on the basis of property of the channel. Property of the channel. So property uporot jodi ami sao, then we can classify it as prismatic channel and non-prismatic channel. Non-prismatic channel. Okay. So in case of prismatic channel, prismatic means the channel who is having cross section, shape, size, bed slope. These parameters are constant. Jodi channel etar cross section to hok, shape to hok, size to hok ba base slope ei guti gita jodi constant thake, then we can say it is a prismatic channel. Or jodi constant na thake, that means cross sections are different, shape are different, size is also different, base slope is also different, then we can say it is non-prismatic channel. Next, we can also separate them on the basis of boundary, channel boundary upor, basis of channel boundary. So channel boundary ওপৰত যদি চাব যায়, we can divide it into two broad categories. প্ৰথমটো হৈছে rigid boundary. Rigid মানে rigid material দ্বাৰা construct কৰা boundary. Like if you construct a canal with the help of concrete, so that will be rigid boundary. But if same canal, if you construct with the help of only earth filling materials, then that will be come under mobile boundary. Okay, so দুটা category divide কৰিব পাৰি. প্ৰথমটো হৈছে rigid boundary, second হৈছে mobile boundary. Rigid boundary mainly আমি rigid material দ্বাৰা বনোৱা হয়, or you can say in other word those channel in which boundary is not deformable. boundary to deform হোৱাৰ কোনো ধৰণৰ chance নাথাকে, that will be rigid boundary. So for example we can say line canal. So আমি canal এটা বনাইছো, তাৰ ওপৰত properly line কৰিছো বিভিন্ন materialৰ সহায়ত, so তেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ বিলাকক আমি কম rigid boundary. Unline canal বিলাক we can say যিবিলাক canalত erosion হ'ব পাৰে, right? তাৰ পিছতে you can say silting হ'ব পাৰে বা scoring হ'ব পাৰে. So silting, scoring, erosions বা deform হ'ব পাৰে, তেনেকুৱা ধৰণক আমি mobile boundary বুলি কওঁ. So generally OCF channel বিলাকক mainly artificial, prismatic, rigid boundary এই তিনটা categoryত ভাগ কৰা হয়. So these are some of the basic component of open channel flow. In the next class we will move to the types of open channel flows, based on the flow conditions, like what is the steady flow, what is unsteady flow, what is uniform flow, what is non-uniform flow. We'll discuss in the next class.